So, good morning. We are starting standing today, and I'm just making sure you can see my knees here. Now, we're just going to start by lining your feet up 100% with each other. And then once you've done that, I want you to press down through the center of your foot and out through the top of your head. And you might notice when you do that, that your core kind of squeezes, kind of like a tube of toothpaste when you squeeze it in the middle. And we have tensional energy going both ways that A helps us stand up straight, gets that core firing right away. Now you're going to try and hang on to that sense of tensional energy as you breathe. You're going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now, if your shoulders are relaxed as you inhale, your arms will float away from your body. And as you exhale, they'll float back towards your body. Inhaling through your nose, expanding the ribs. Exhaling through the mouth, softening the ribs, drawing them inwards. And we're going to amplify the arm movement and the breath to get the core firing a bit more. So you're going to inhale, lift, exhale, drop. Inhale, lift, exhale, drop. Feel how that gets the core firing a little harder. One more. Now we're going to do our imprint standing today. What you're going to do is you're going to bend your knees, bring your hands to the front of your legs. You're going to be a straight line from your head to your tail. Remember, an imprint is just a subtle movement in the low back. And as you inhale, you're going to imprint. I know when we're laying down, we use the exhale, but here we're using the inhale to imprint, exhale, neutral. And if you're having a hard time getting just that low back to move, a little bit of pressure of your hands into your thighs will help facilitate that. Inhale, imprint, exhale, neutral. One more imprint and neutral. Now, you're going to let go of your legs, stand up a little straighter, keep your knees bent, and we're just going to go to a little bit of a shift through your hips, side to side, just to see how mobile and juicy they are this morning, right? Ideally, our tissue has mobility and softness in it, right? And stiffness when we need it. Now, because we don't walk around parallel all the time, I want you to step your feet wider, bend your knees, and aim over your feet. We got them turned out here. And we're going side to side through the hips again. And you can make this really serious, or you could have a little more fun with it. I like having a little fun with it. And then we're going to turn the knees in. They're soft again. Knees and toes are turned in. And a little shift side to side through the hips. And you go, okay. Which rotation feels best? Is it parallel? Is it turned out? Or is it turned in? Now, we're going to go back to parallel, but this time you're going to have one foot step just a little bit in front of the other. Have your weight balanced between your 2 feet. And we'll go back to our side to side shift through our hips. Try to not get all your weight back on the back leg. Notice how this side feels. And then step your other foot forward. Same thing, a little side to side shift. And notice how this side feels in comparison. Maybe one side's happier with this movement than the other. And then we're going to line up your feet again, and let's bring a little bit of movement into the upper body. So just a little swing like you're going for a walk. And then I want you to let your chest turn towards your back arm. Now, ideally, when we walk, this rotation, we're exaggerating it right now, is actually part of walking. And part of the reason why our back gets sore is we stop doing this rotation. Now, let's make it about a pendulum through those arms. So I want you to drop your arms and see how much rebound they have today. Yesterday, when I did this first thing in the morning, my hands did not want to bounce up above shoulder height. It's okay if they're there. That's just where they are. Drop and bounce back up again, looking towards the wall behind you. Now let's take that pendulum in front of you, side to side. So once again, it's a drop and rebound. It's called the catapult effect in our fascia. And part of the way we fix that is playing with this sort of thing. Now, let's just come center, do a couple of shoulder shrugs. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Because in that catapult effect, things should ideally just kind of bounce right back up again. One more here, up and down. Now we're going to do a standing protract retract, which is our shoulder blade movement. Now, when we do this, if it's in your neck and upper shoulder too much, keep your hands lower. And all I want you to do is interlace your fingers, press forward. There's my protract because my shoulder blades came forward. Then straight arms, pull the shoulder blades back towards each other. Don't let the ribs splay forward. Protract, retract, protract, retract. Are you breathing? Protract, retract, protract, retract. One more here, protract and retract. We're going down onto our hands and knees for a little cat stretch because it's a nice transition to going to the floor. So just going to do a little adjustment here. And I want you to be on your hands and knees with your hands right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips. Now your hips are only about 4 inches apart, the actual joint. So, and your shoulders are much wider than that. So right now, ideally, your hands are wider than your knees. Back of the head matches the back of the shoulders, a little tensioning in the abdominals. Take an inhale, exhale, point your tail down at the floor, scoop your back up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale into your back, and exhale, flatten back to where you started. Take an inhale, exhale, pull your tail down towards the floor, pull your belly button up towards the ceiling. Inhale, you're looking at your knees. Exhale, flatten back out again. One more here, exhale as you round. Inhale, hold it, and exhale as you flatten. Now I want you to come up onto your knees. I know my head kind of disappeared. That's okay. You just need to see my lower body. We're going to do a kneeling squat. I want you to bring your hands in front of your shoulders. And as you sit back towards your heels, press your hands forward. And as you come back up onto your knees, bring your hands to your shoulders. Pressing forward and up. Pressing forward and up. Exhale as you press out. Inhale up. One more here, out and up. Now I want you to take your arms sideways. I want you to imagine there's a big exercise ball in front of you. And as you lean back, you're going to give it a hug. You're leaning back from your knees and come right back up again. Arms go sideways. Leaning back, your focus goes up towards the ceiling a bit and you come back up again. Now you're trying to stay a straight line from your head to your knees and come back up again. One more here, leaning back and up. We're going to put this together. So we're going to squat and push forward, come up, lean back, hug that ball and come back. Squat, push forward and up, lean back, hug the ball and up. One more, push forward and up, lean back from your knee joint and up. Back onto your hands and knees for 3 more cat stretches. Take an inhale, exhale, round your back, tail to head. Inhale, exhale, flattening back out again. Take an inhale, exhale, rounding tail to head. Inhale, exhale, flattening tail to head. One more, exhale as you round. Inhale, hold, and exhale, flatten. Let's go on to our backs. We're going to do a little bit of hip roll, which is that exercise where you're lifting your bum off the floor 1 vertebra at a time. Now remember, if you're having nerve pain issues down your leg or disc protrusion issues, you're going to want to keep your back straight and not articulated. If you want to give yourself a little bit more of a challenge in this exercise today, you're going to hold your hands up in front of your chest with your palms facing each other, or you can leave your arms down alongside your body. You're going to take an inhale to prepare. You're going to exhale, imprint, lift your bum up off the floor, rolling up onto your shoulder blades, reaching your knees towards your toes. Take an inhale, exhale, rolling back down again. Take an inhale, exhale, imprint, and roll up. Now, as you roll up, you want to stack your knees right over your ankles. And ideally, you are a straight line from your knees to just below your breast tissue. Otherwise, your back is arched. We're rolling back down again. So we're going up to neutral, not arch. Take an inhale. Exhale, imprint, roll on up. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, rolling back down again. One more here. Take an inhale. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale at the top. And exhale, rolling back down again. Now, if you like something extra under your head because it makes your neck and shoulders feel happier, pop it under your head right now. We're going to bring our hands up in front of our chest and find neutral shoulder, right? So in front of your chest, not your throat. You're going to inhale, reach the arms forward towards the ceiling. That's your protraction. Come back to neutral. So we're not pinching the shoulder blades together. The collarbones are wide. Let's do that just one more time. Inhale forward and exhale neutral. Now keep your shoulders in neutral. Can you feel the weight in the back of your ribs? We're all the way down to behind your belly button. Yeah, low back is light. We're going to try and maintain that as we do an arm circle. You're going to inhale, take both hands towards the floor above your head, turn your palms to face the ceiling, circle your hands to your hips. Come up through the middle and towards the floor above your head. Turn your palms to face the ceiling and circle to your hips. Inhale up. Now, if you're getting lots of popping and cracking, make your range of motion smaller. The popping and cracking says you are not supposed to be where you're working. One more here. Inhale up. Exhale, turn your palms to face the ceiling and come to your hips. Now we're going to reverse. Inhale, the hands go around the outside towards the top of your head. Exhale, turn your palms to face each other and come down the middle. Inhale up. And exhale back down again. Inhale up. Exhale back down again. One more here. Inhale up. And exhale back down again. I want you to rest your hands on the floor by your hips. We'll do a couple of head nods because they just feel nice when your neck is a little tight. So I want you to sense the weight of the back of your head on the floor. Keep it as you do a little nod and then release. Now remember, with the nod, you're trying to keep your throat space the same. You're trying not to lose a lot of it. You're really reaching the top of the head towards the wall above your head. And release, inhale, nod. Exhale, release, one more little nod. And release. Now, let's bring those arms just a little bit off the floor, palms faced in, collarbones are wide. Just a couple of shoulder shrugs here. Inhale up, exhale, go down to where you feel tensioning across your mid-back, which is just below your shoulder blades. Inhale up. Exhale, let's find that tensioning. One more here, inhale up. And exhale down. We're going to go to our ab prep. So I want you to pop your hands behind your head. I want your elbows in your peripheral vision. Find your core. You're going to inhale, nod. Exhale, round up to look at your knees. That mid-back area gets heavy. Low back is still light. Inhale. Exhale, back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curling up. As you curl up, is your pubic bone still reaching away from your belly button? Inhale. Exhale, back down again, because if it tips towards your belly button, you're imprinting. We don't want that. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Now, we're going to try this on a 2 breath. Try to keep it an ab prep. Don't turn it into a crunch on me, right? So no imprinting. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, down. You still have your low back space. And down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, down. Pubic bone still reaching away from your belly button. One more. Exhale, curl up. And inhale, down. Little endurance. Let's go onto our belly for a little bit of breaststroke prep, please. Now, when we get onto our belly, what we want is we want to have our hands beside our head, and we want to have our whole forearm on the floor, including our elbow. Legs are close together with your kneecaps pointing down. There's some tension in your abdominals. So if pulling your belly button all the way up towards your spine was 100% tension, and being relaxed would be 100% relaxed, right? We want to find 50% tension. Yeah, that the belly buttons, there's some tension around the belly button. It's not trying to pull into your spine. Now from here, you're going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, reach out the top of the head, lifting up. Your shoulder blades almost feel like a waterfall going down your back as you do this. Inhale, and exhale back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, extending up. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, down. 2 breaths. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 1 more up. And down. Breaststroke prep number 2. Arms come alongside the body, palms face the ceiling. 50% engagement in that abdominal wall. Inhale, turn your palms inwards to face your thighs, collarbones get wide. Exhale, lifting up, shoulder blades feel like a waterfall going down your back. Inhale. Exhale, release forward. Inhale, turn your palms inwards. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, turn your palms inwards. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And down. Let's try it on the 2 breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 1 more. Up. And down. Hands come under your forehead. Last arm position here. Belly button is still in a bit, that 50%. Now, it's your choice today whether you leave your arms down and lift your head away from your hands, or if you want to give yourself more challenge, you're going to lift your arms with you as you go up. But here's the fun thing. If you feel tension across the top of your shoulder and into your neck as you lift your arms, you're not ready for it yet. Belly button's in. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Now let's do 3 on the 2 breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Are your shoulders out of your ears? And down. We're pushing back into our shell stretch. Now, right? Remember, if your knees don't like this position, lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest. And if you're doing your shell stretch, you're going to sit back on your heels as much as you can. You're picking your belly up away from your legs to help facilitate that tail drop. Elbows are bent here. Back is round. A little side to side rock is always a nice little game to play here. 1 more nice deep breath. And then let's go on to our backs for the 100, please. So, right. If you think you're going to leave your head down for this exercise and you keep something under your head to help your neck and shoulders feel happier, I want it under your head right now. And remember, if we're putting something under our head, we do not want to end up with our head so high that our chin is tucked in. We're trying to have our head be that our chin and our forehead are level with the floor. So your chin is not up, chin is not down, it's in between. So, right, if your low back is sore, keep your feet on the floor, but I'm calling it like everybody's living in their head and feet. You're going to take an inhale to prepare. You're going to exhale, find your imprint. Lift your legs up to tabletop 1 at a time if you're lifting up. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, nod. Exhale, rounding up and go in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Sniff, 2, 4, 5. Blow, 2, 3, 4, 20. In, 2, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 30. Remember, if you want to make it harder, legs are straight. Out, 2, 3, 4, 40. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 50. In, 2, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 60. Are you still curled up? Out, 2, 3, 4, 70. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 80. In, 2, 4, 5. Out, 2, 4, 90. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Take an inhale, hold it. Exhale, if your legs are up, hug them into your chest, little side to side rock here. If your legs aren't up because you know it's a bad idea for your low back, you could have your feet on the floor and do your knee rocks here. Just one more rock to each side. And then let's come up off our back. And we're going to do a little bit of arm work today. So, right, I want you sitting whatever way is most comfortable for you to be sitting up 100% straight. So legs across, legs are straight, diamond legs on a yoga block, right? We just want to be upright so that our spine is in neutral. Now, from here, what I want you to do is I just want your elbows alongside your body with your collarbones wide and your palms facing each other. Now you're going to you're going to imagine that you have an iPad under each elbow, and you're just going to open your hands away from each other and bring them back in again, and try not to drop your iPad. Yeah, right. So as I'm doing this, my collarbones stay wide. I'm not trying to take the arms back as far as possible because that's going to make my shoulders and ribs displace. What I'm looking for is the back of the shoulder. Now, to intensify the work in the back of the shoulder, make it more available, rather than having your elbows alongside your body, I just want you to sneak your elbows forward, that there's basically the distance of a fist between your ribs, your own fist between your ribs and your elbows. Find that nice wide collarbone, the support in your core, and then you're just going to take your hands away from each other and come back in again, away from each other and back in again. Now, you could always be holding a flex band between your two hands and stretching them to intensify this, or you could be holding weights, but then that turns into a bit of a bicep work. We're trying to find the back of the shoulder. Just one more here. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Now, from here, let's go to a little bit of spine twist because we're sat up. So to start with, I want you to take your hands, make a little platform out of your hands and put them against your rib cage. That helps you know where your rib cage is. Find that engagement in your core that we had when we were standing. So you want to have a sense of reach up the top of your head and down through your sit bones, that tube of toothpaste feeling. Collarbones are wide. We're going to do 3 inhales to turn today. Going inhale, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, exhale, center. In, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, and center. Now, if your shoulders aren't happy, leave your arms here. Otherwise, we're going to straighten those arms out. Now, when you wiggle your fingertips, ideally you can see them in your peripheral vision, not in your screen. Yeah. And right, because back here, that's not a neutral shoulder. Keeping the arms where they are. They're going along for the ride. Same exercise. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale, center. So I'm not changing the relationship of my hand to my shoulder as I turn. I'm turning from my waist and center. In, 2, 3, exhale, center. One more here. 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side. 2, 3, and center. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to do a little exercise called rolling like a ball. Now, if you're somebody who are prone to disc pain or sciatica, you're going to want to just go back to your cat stretch just to round out your back after that last exercise. But we'll try a little bit of rolling like a ball today, if that's not the case for you. So what I want you to do is grab a hold of the back of your legs. I want you to curl backwards off your sit bones. And as you curl backwards, I want you to just let your feet sneak in. And when they float up off the floor, that's your balance point. You're pulling your pig bone towards your belly button. You're looking at your knees. You're going to inhale, rock back, bum lifts, and you're going to exhale, come back up again. Inhale, rock back, and back up again. Now, the trick is to try and keep your back round the whole time. If you flatten your back when you go backwards, it's very hard to get back up again. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, forward. So your bum will come off the floor. Let's just do 2 more. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Last one. Inhale, back. And exhale, forward. We're going to do a slow roll down to get onto our back. Knees are either bent or straight. I'm working with a bent knee these days because it helps me roll through my stiff low back. Arms are reached out, collarbones are wide. Inhale to prepare, exhale, curling back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, we're going to do a little bit of obliques here. So If you are somebody who wants to give yourself a bit more of a challenge, legs are tabletop for this, but remember you want to imprint before you take them up. Everybody, we're going to have our hands behind our head with our elbows in our peripheral vision. You're going to inhale, little nod of the chin in, exhale, curl up to look at your knees. Take an inhale here, exhale, rotate your rib cage to one side, inhale, center. Other side, center, and down. Exhale, curl up. Now try not to move the legs and pelvis as you rotate the rib cage. Then let's go to the other side and come back down again. Exhale, curl up, inhale, exhale, rotate. Other side. And back down again. One more. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Other side. And back down again. Good. Now, I want you, if you have your legs up, to bring your feet to the floor. I want everybody to drop their elbows sideways. And let's just rock your knees side and center a couple of times, because that might give you a little stretch through your hip, maybe through your back. But it also might give you a bit of a stretch through the chest, and that is a fantastic thing. Let's do one more to each side here. And then let's just do one more core exercise, ab exercise, which is called single leg stretch. If your neck has a tendency to be sore, you can leave your head on the floor for this. And if you're going to do that and use something under your head, put it under there right now. Now we're going to take an inhale to prepare, exhale, imprint, and lift one leg at a time up to tabletop like we would for 100. You're going to inhale, nod, exhale, curl up to look at your knees, grab one leg, straighten the other one. And then we're going to trade which one is straight, exhaling as you do that. Keeping your imprint, the lower your leg goes, the harder that is. 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring your knees together. Hug those knees into your chest. 2 breaths here. You can do a gentle little rock with the legs if you would like. And then let's place our feet on the floor. Now we're going to do a little bit of single leg circle. If you don't already have something in your head and you use it, pop it under there now, because we're going to be on our back trying to find neutral. I want you to feel the tail heavy, low back light. When the tail is heavy, the pelvis is actually quite wide. Yeah. Low back is light, back of the ribs are heavy. Now, we're going to just lift one leg up to tabletop. And if your legs are quite tight, I want you to leave it here. Imagine your kneecap is a laser pointer. Or if your legs have some mobility in them, we're going to reach that leg straight, and then your big toe is your laser pointer. We're drawing our circle on the ceiling. We're going to go inside to outside. Inhale to start your circle. Exhale to finish it. 3. Try not to hula dance. 4. One more here is 5. Other way, outside to inside. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And bend your knee and place your foot down. Let's do the other leg. So, right, back's in neutral. Lift your leg up to tabletop. We're trying to maintain neutral here. Or you can go to a straight leg, same thing, trying to maintain neutral. We're going inside to outside. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reversing outside to inside. 2, 3. The exhale is most of that circle. And there's the 5th one. Bend your knee, place your foot down. And let's just go to a little bit of shoulder bridge. So if you have something under your head, lose it. We've been working the last couple of weeks on trying to find the engagement right where your thigh and your butt meet. We're not going to grab our butts today. I trust you've tried that a couple of times with me. If not, go check out the video from last week or the week before. So, right, I want you to feel all 10 toes on the floor. The outside edges of your foot, the center of both heels are on the floor. Now, you're going to take an inhale, exhale, press your feet into the floor. Feel how the pelvis just got lighter on the floor. Then feel like you're trying to pull your heel away from your bum, not actually moving it. Narrow that knee angle to get a little closer together. That's more of a thought than a thing. Take an inhale and then exhale. Press into your feet and stack your knees over your toes. Inhale here. Ideally, Mr. Thut's doing a lot. And exhale, come back down again. Inhale. Exhale, press your feet into the floor. Pull your heels from your bum. Narrow your knee angle. Take another sip of air. Exhale, press into your feet and lift up to the top. Inhale. Exhale, back down again. Just one more of those. Press your feet into the floor. Pull your heels from your bum. Narrow your knee angle. Take a sip of air. Exhale, up to the top. Inhale, Mr. Thut's doing a lot. And exhale, back down again. We're going to do an add-on. Press into the floor. Pull your heels from your bum. Narrow the knee angle. Sip of air. Exhale. Press up. Now, I don't care how you breathe on this. I want you to press one foot a little harder into the floor. Release that. Press your other foot a little harder into the floor. Release. First foot again and release. Second foot and release and back down again. You feel how the back end goes. Hello, hello, hello. We're doing that one more time. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet into the floor. Pull your heels from your bum. That's more of a thought than a thing. Narrow that knee angle. Take a sip of air. Stack up those knees over the ankles. Take an inhale. One foot presses harder. Then your other foot presses harder. First foot again. Second foot again. Take it. Inhale again and let's go on down. Let's make those hamstrings feel happier. So we're going to flip onto our side and do a little bit of side leg kick. Yeah. So first things first, let's find neutral laying on our side. So I want you to be a straight line from your head to your feet. I want you to take your top leg and reach it away from the top of your head a couple of times. Notice how that lifts the side of the body off the floor. Then I want you to find the place where the side of your ribs are on the floor, but the side of your waist is not. So it's not as much of a push out of that top leg. Now I want you to see if you can keep that as you pike your legs forward so you have a nice 45-degree angle at that hip joint. Now, if the waist dropped down, reach out that top sit bone to get it off the floor. You're going to lift your top leg up. You're going to kick it forward twice. Going inhale, inhale, exhale, pull the leg behind you. Now the torso is quiet on this. Inhale, inhale, exhale, reach back. As you go forward, you might get a stretch on the back of that leg. As you go back, you might get a stretch on the front of the hip if you're keeping the core tight. In, exhale, reach back. And in, exhale, reach back. In, exhale, reach back. One more here, in, and reach. Now we're going to go to a straight line from our head to our feet. Remember, you want to have the side of your waist off the floor, not the side of your ribs. You're going to make sure that top hip is not rolled back. That, if anything, you think about that ASIS point as pointing a little bit down towards the floor instead of straight out. Yeah? So you're a little bit on the front of that greater trochanter, that bumpy thing on the outside of your bottom leg. Now you're going to lift your top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot, reach up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. You're going to inhale as you go up and exhale as you come down. Inhale as you go up and exhale as you come down. One more here, inhale up and exhale down. Staggered leg. You're going to inhale, lift your top leg, exhale, lift your bottom leg, take them both down. Up, squeeze your legs together and down. Now, right, if that's hurting the bottom hip too much, drop the top leg forward and just lower and lift that bottom leg. But remember, we're keeping the side of the waist off the floor. Let's do a couple more of these. Inhale, lift the top leg. Exhale, lift the bottom leg and down. Up, squeeze, and down. We're going to do a little bit of heel squeeze today. So I just want you to bend your knees, and they're going to come in front of you. You want to feel that you can feel the outside edge of the bottom foot on the floor. And you're going to make sure that your waist is off the floor so you haven't collapsed down. Yeah. And I want you to look at your knees and make sure that that top knee is at minimum on top of the bottom knee. Ideally, it's slightly in front. That gets you on the outside of that bottom leg. Now from here, you're going to keep the space at your waist, keep your knee forward, press your heel into your other heel as you lift up. It's not going to be a big movement. Ideally, you're feeling it right where the thigh and the butt meet. Now, are you pressing the bottom leg into the floor? Can you make that a little lighter? Can you lift the top leg higher with that leg a little lighter? And then let's slowly come down. We're going to press your heel into your heel, reach your knee forward as you lift the leg up. And then we're going to slowly come back down again. Bottom foot stays on the floor as you press your heel into your heel and lift that top leg. And slowly come back down again. One more here. Press your heel into your heel as you lift. Keep the space at the side of your waist. And slowly come back down. We're going to do 4 quick ones. Exhale up, inhale down. 2 down, 3 down, and 4. And rest. We got to do this on the other side. So going over to the other side, we're going to start with the legs in a straight line again, just to help us determine torso position. So straight line from your head to your feet. And I want you to just reach that top leg out and in a couple of times, finding the place where the side of the ribs are on the floor, but the side of the waist isn't. Then you're going to try and maintain that as you kick your legs forward to that 45-degree angle. If it dropped, reach that top sit bone away from the top of your head. Top hand can be down, fingertips only. Lift your top leg up, kick it forward twice. Going inhale, inhale, exhale, point your foot and pull it behind you. And forward, inhale, inhale, exhale, point your foot and pull it behind you. In, exhale, reach back. And in, exhale, reach back. Is the side of your waist staying off the floor? In, reaching back. One more here. In, and reaching back. Straight line from your head to your feet. Now, remember, space at the side of the waist, that top ASIS point, what we think of the hip bone, going to be angled slightly down, not straight out. Then you're going to lift your top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot, reach up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. You're going to inhale as you go up and exhale as you come down. Inhale as you come up and exhale as you come down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more up and down. Now we're going to staggered legs. So you're going to inhale, lift the top leg, exhale, lift the bottom leg to meet it, take it down. Did you maintain the space at the side of your waist? Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze your knees together and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze and down. Now remember, if this is hurting that bottom hip too much, you get that top leg down in front, just lower and lift the bottom leg. Up, squeeze, and down. We're going to our clamshell. So bend your knees come forward, outside edge of that bottom foot is on the floor. Then I want you to make sure you still have the space at the side of your waist. Also, you haven't tucked that pubic bone forward, right? It's aiming back towards your feet a bit. And, right, get the space at the side of your waist, reaching up that top sit bone. And then I want you to look at your knees. Are they stacked? And if they're not, get that top knee further forward. That gets that ASIS point forward, yeah? Now, from here, all you're going to do is press your top heel into your bottom heel as you reach that knee forward to lift up. Now, right when you're here, I'm just going to stay here for a second. Are you really pressing the bottom leg into the floor? And if you are, can you lighten it a bit? It's more of a thought than a thing, but we're trying not to push that leg down. And then we're going to slowly come down. Then slowly back up again, press your heel into your heel. You're still stacked, you're still breathing, and we're going to take that leg slowly down. Press your heel into your heel, reach your knee forward as you lift up. Notice mine is not big. That's because I'm keeping that knee forward. And let's come back down again. We're going to do that one more time. Press your heel into your heel as you come up. Keep that bottom foot on the floor. Keep that bottom leg light. And slowly down. 4 quick ones. Exhale up. Inhale down. 2. Inhale down. 3. Inhale down. 4 and down. Beautiful. Let's go onto our back. Do a little bit of a release for our hips before we move on. We're going to start by having your feet the width of your mat. Now, if you like something extra under your head, Pop it under your head. That'll help your neck feel happier. And then I just want you to drop one knee into the middle and pick it up, and drop your other knee into the middle and pick it up, and breathe. And we're trying not to really move the pelvis around a lot because we're trying to isolate this to the hip joint. And I want you to really feel like you're kind of pulling on taffy as you do this inward rotation of that thigh bone. That taffy's in the outside of your hip, yeah? Now, we're just gonna do one more little release while we're here. I want you to step your feet closer together and then cross one ankle over the other knee. Let your knee turn to the outside. Now, here's the fun thing. If you have a sore knee or a knee that has a tendency to be sore, I want you to have that foot flexed. That helps stabilize the knee joint for this exercise. And then I just want you to drop your arms sideways to the floor and then just rock your knees side and center here. And if that foot's flexed, it will help the knee be happier for this. Right, because we can actually move our fibula bone, doing any exercise in four square. So if you're doing four square in yoga, you might want to play with this flex if you have unhappy knees as well. Let's do the other side. So you're just going to cross your knee over your other knee, drop that knee open, ankle over knee, flex the foot if your knees have a tendency to be unhappy, and we'll just go to that rock side and center and side and center. Now, I don't have unhappy knees. I've just gotten into the habit lately of doing that flex, and I find it isolates the work to my hip a little bit more, so I keep that foot flexed. Now, from here, let's just go on to our tummies, and we're going to do a little bit of swan dive prep, which is that higher back extension. So hands are going to come beside your head again. Now this time your legs are going to be open to a V shape. Now don't take your feet wider than your mat. We don't have to go that wide. And I want you to pull your heels towards the middle to find that outward rotation of the thigh bone. It's subtle, but here's the fun thing. When you find that turn in, you might feel that tensioning right where your thigh and your butt meet. That work we just did in our clamshell might have that nice and awake for you right now. Now, you're going to have a little tensioning in your abdominals. You're going to inhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, come up onto your elbows, and then extend your elbows a bit and use your bum to come higher. The front of the torso is ideally off the floor for this. And then we come back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, extending up as you can. Those heels are still pulled towards the middle. Inhale, and exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, back down again. Let's go into our shell stretch. So I just want you to sit back over your heels again. Or you could lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest, right? That's a better place for unhappy knees. And let's just do a gentle little rock side to side, breathing. And that rock, if you're on your knees, could either be through your hips, your shoulders, or your head, or it could be all three. Last breath. And I hate to tell you, I'm out of time for today. I want to say thank you for hanging out with me. Oh, you know what? Let's do one more thing. Just one more quick thing. I want you to stand back up again. One more quick little thing. So you remember at the beginning of class, we were doing that pendulum arm. I want you to see if it's any better right now than it was at the very beginning of class. So just line up your feet again. And let's start with our little arm swing like we're going for a walk. Let your chest turn. And then I want you to see how much bounce your arms have now coming back up again compared to right at the beginning of class. Yeah. And then take the pendulum in front of you and just see And if we got a little bit more catapult effect through our fascia, a little more bounce, and if you do, isn't that fantastic? So, anyways, I'm going to say thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.